37 years old. It's incredible. 52 points with people draped all over him all game long. The conditioning, the skill, the audacity, the belief. It's just incredible to watch Steph at work. I mean, I can't believe he's still doing this at this age, but he's put the work in, and he's still got it.
How much do you think that week off he just had maybe boosted him a little bit?
I think it helped, and I think 2 rounds of golf on this road trip helped. Yeah, I'm only half joking. You know, the week off was helpful for him. I think he looks recharged, rejuvenated, and you know, he just, I think last time he was here, he didn't make a field goal. I guarantee you that was on his mind. We lost by 50 or something. And, you know, we know how they like to guard him. They've done a great job on him. They've done a great job on us. You know, the first 3 games of the year, we averaged, I think, 19 turnovers against them. And tonight only 11. And I feel like there was a really concerted effort to execute and get organized and stay poised. And for the most part, you know, I loved the way we played throughout. We had a couple of bad spells, but it was really a solid effort. It's an amazing game. I mean, both teams played at a really high level. They made 18 threes. Ja was unstoppable. So great game, and we were fortunate to come out on top, but we made big plays down the stretch to make it happen.
Feel like a playoff game?
It did. Felt like one, and obviously the implications were huge. You know, now they got to beat us by 2 games here over the last 7 to catch us. So that's helpful for us, and we're obviously, you know, fighting it out with Minnesota, with the Clippers, and you never know what happens with anybody. So you got to handle your own business.
You mentioned the last time you were here. How long ago does that feel?
How
just long ago
yeah.
does that feel?
Completely different team. You know, Jimmy saved our season. The trade saved our season. Everybody knows that, but you watch what he did tonight, 12 for 12 from the line. You know, Steph goes off the floor. We're running everything through him. Just a big-time defender, big-time two-way player. And Jimmy has made the rest of the pieces fit. Moses, BP, Gee, Quentin. You know, it's just the roster makes sense. We got guys who are competitive and tough and smart, and they're, you know, as Steph talked about, he wanted to play meaningful basketball again, and he's getting to do that. We're all getting to do that, and it's a lot of fun.
Jimmy fouled.
All right, it's time now to check out the wild Western Conference standings. After a wild one out west here against the Memphis Grizzlies, the Warriors leapfrog the Grizz for the 5th spot in the Western Conference. Grizzlies now have 32 losses, and they're tied in the loss column with the Minnesota T-Wolves, who are in progress right now, taking on Denver. That game is late in the first half, with Denver leading Minnesota 45-41. Clippers beat Orlando yesterday, bouncing back after losing to Cleveland on Sunday. So you got to watch the Clippers, of course. They'll play the Warriors in the last game of the regular season. You have the Kings and the Mavericks tied with 39 losses apiece. And Phoenix, without Kevin Durant this week, they look like they may be a lost cause in the play-in.
Wow. Whoa. Horse
Stay away from that box. Yeah, it's getting wild.
Horse is moving steady. This is the perfect... It doesn't matter who you're playing. It matters how you're playing for the Warriors. At the end of the season right now, we're at the 8 games left.
Yep.
7 games left. Right now for the Warriors, it's really about trying to find the right lineups, the right matchups. And tonight what you saw was Steph Curry taking over. But throughout the course of the game, a lot of guys made big plays. Like, the team is playing with a lot of confidence right now, and that's exactly what you want to see when you're going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I hate to disagree with you, but tonight it did matter who you were playing. The Memphis Grizzlies, they jumped them into the 5th spot, and now I think Steve Kerr obviously has found his starting lineup. Now they're 12-0 with tonight's starting lineup. I thought the bench was solid. They got outscored, but without GP2 and Jonathan Kuminga, when they get back, I think you can really feel confident, not only in the starting 5, but that bench unit really bringing some good energy, shot making. As Steve Kerr said, I think this had a playoff feel to it, and the games moving forward will also. So I think it's good strategy or their lack of. And we had a great competitive game.
Right.
And when it's like that, it's almost impossible to referee. And the one thing, the referees did not determine the outcome of the game. The great players did.
Well, one thing I loved
said,
about this game is that every time the Warriors were in a bind, the game got close, you saw a big play by a role player. You saw a big foul where they got a big foul on Pods. You saw a big foul on Moody. You saw Moody getting out there on the defensive end, getting some stops. They were out in the passing lanes. Steph got 5 steals tonight. I mean, we talk about his offense, but he was locked in the whole way. The Warriors shot 100% from the free throw line. These are all things that show you that this was a big game, but everybody really came in with high confidence, knowing the stakes at hand.
And Bonta, you said whose pace was this? I think this was the Memphis Grizzlies' pace. But what makes this even more impressive is the Warriors played at their pace on the road without GP2 and Jonathan Kuminga and came away with a win. So it was really impressive in my mind.
Setting the tone in the first quarter with 45 points and then withstanding all those Memphis Grizzlies runs here. Let's pick up the crunch time tape because, as you guys said, this was a hell of a basketball game for the number 5 seed in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies come in losing to the Lakers and the Celtics last night, and the Warriors playing them on the back end of a back-to-back. You see here, Aldama's a very good player. Santi Aldama off the Grizzlies bench. He had 18, including 4 made threes. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Wasn't really a factor. Costly fouls. And, of course, he fouls out of this basketball game, still ends up with 22 and 7. But you see the Warriors battling back here, down 2. Pods looking for Draymond in. Stephen Curry in the corner. Splash.
Beautiful pass, as important. Nice screen by Jimmy Butler on the relocation to the corner by Steph.
There's a nice little layup there. Jaren Jackson Jr. did miss a lot of layups. He was inefficient tonight, 7 of 20 from the floor. But the Grizzlies do have the slim lead, 122 to 121. And then Jimmy Butler.
Big bucket.
Again, I think it's the quietest 27-6-4 game I've seen in quite some time. He was 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Very efficient tonight from the floor, 7 of 11. And you saw the value of Jimmy Butler tonight, Fezzi Fell.
Jimmy was in playmaking mode all night long, understanding the importance of having your players. And this right here, Jimmy is going to get fouled, and it's so good to be on this side of it as opposed to the other side because Jimmy Butler is able to get you easy buckets when you need it.
He saw that bucket before. When they did double Steph with the 8 assists, just reads the game beautifully. This was a huge play by Pods, offensive attacking on the glass there.
Pods with 5 rebounds tonight. That was a big one right there.
And Moses from the corner.
With the night-night. He scores 10, 4 of 8 from the floor, 4 rebounds. We saw some great hustle plays from Moses Moody. So the role players getting some great experience tonight. You saw Quentin Post come off the bench. Had big first half, 9 points and a half. So a very good win for the Dubs as they take this to L.A. And as Fitzibuki said, the road trip got off to a terrible start. 0-2. You lose at Atlanta. You give up 40 in the first quarter. They shoot 60% in the first half. You follow that up. You lose another game. And then all of a sudden, you're 3-2 on this road trip with a chance to go 4-2.
There's guys that played in this game that they're not going to show up in the stat sheet as big eye-popping numbers. Guy Santos came in and got huge steals, huge stops, great rebounds, offensive rebounds, second chance points, things that get the Warriors their momentum back when they lost it. Brandon Podziemski, great rebound at the end of the game. The Warriors were going against the second highest rebounding team in the NBA in the Memphis Grizzlies. That team is bigger than them. They have Zach Edey, who is 7'2". They have Jaren Jackson second, who's 6'11". And going against them, they out-rebound them 49 and 43. If that's going to show you the Warriors are locked in tonight, I don't know what will.
The start of that road trip, I think number 30 wasn't playing. Is that correct?
Yeah, he missed the Atlanta game and the Miami game.
Is that a coincidence or no?
Yeah, and the Miami game as well. It was rough.
But tonight, look, the Memphis Grizzlies, they shoot 47 from the field, over 40 from 3. But the Warriors, and Fezzi mentioned this, you know, they make 22 threes, and they go 28 for 28 from the free throw line. They win points off turnovers. So all the important stats they won. And I got to give the Grizzlies a lot of credit because, like you said about that, the Warriors go out and score 45 in the first quarter. They did not go away.
No.
So if this winds up being a matchup, it's going to be beautiful to watch.
No doubt about that. Let's take out the team stat comparison for tonight. Again, a very fun NBA basketball game, and it's just heating up, folks. 7 left to go. The Lakers on deck with the Denver Nuggets Friday night, and then the Houston Rockets come to town on Sunday for the 5th matchup against the Dubs this season. Again, 28 of 28 sticks out to me from the free throw line, a +9 from the charity stripe. You see the assist numbers are back up, +7 there. The steals, Warriors are still in the ball, led the league in steals in the month of March. They get another 11 today, 5 from Stephen Curry. And, of course, the Warriors get the must-win win. They win the season series against Memphis, as well as the tiebreaker. Let's hear from the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, presented by BMW.
I mean, the guy's 30.